The hospital where I had my procedure was the Methodist Specialty and Transplant Hospital. The bariatric procedure that I had was the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, wherein they create a small stomach pouch and bypass the beginning parts of the small intestines to go to a later segment so that it impacts the quantity of foods that you eat and the types of nutrients you absorb from that food. I had a couple of weight-associated health problems. The first was hypertension, and then I think the more severe was the sleep apnea. I had severe sleep apnea. Both of those conditions were immediately affected by the bariatric procedure. My wife tells me that the sleep apnea, or the snoring from the sleep apnea, almost immediately disappeared. And then I left the hospital without having any hypertension. Well, my decision to have bariatric surgery came after a very long, I guess, challenge with weight. Trying various different methods to lose the weight on my own and not having very much success. And so ultimately I decided that I needed to have something more invasive, something more, a permanent solution to eating. And so I decided to do the bariatric procedure. Part of the requirements prior to surgery for me was to participate in a year-long weight monitoring program where you meet with a nutritionist and a doctor to help basically prepare for life after the surgery, but to give you an opportunity to lose weight beforehand. The pre-op year-long experience was very helpful. It really prepared me for post-op life, where it taught me how to think of food differently, meaning to consume proteins as part of my energy building and just build a different relationship with food. Well, when I started the program, I was at 509. My goal weight would be 275 pounds. The hospital was very accommodating throughout the procedure. I had very good nurses leading into the surgery and post-op recovery. It was a very positive experience. I checked in the morning of the procedure, and I met with some very great staff there who were part of the admitting process, and they seemed to be really sensitive and aware of the procedure that I was going through, and they were very mindful, I guess, of that experience for me. And so they were very supportive in that way. Post-op, I was in the hospital for 2 days. As far as the care provided, the level of nursing, the skill set of the nurses, I was very comfortable and confident in the care that I was receiving. There are a lot of things that I'm able to do now that I was not able to do before the surgery. One of the things that I'm sure that other successful weight loss patients would attest to is walking into a restaurant and not having to worry about seating. Or recently I went car shopping for my daughter, and I was able to test drive a convertible PT Cruiser. And at my weight before surgery, there was no way that I could get into that little car. But now I'm able to do those things. I'm not distracted by limitations in the environment as much as I was before, and that's a noticeable difference for me. The decision to have the gastric bypass procedure has had a dramatic impact on my life, not just mine, but the life of my family. Things are very different with my wife and children as well. We do things that are not food-centered. We have more activity. There's just a better quality of life, I guess, all the way around for each of us as a result of it. A personal goal of mine is riding a roller coaster with my daughter. That's been a desire for a long time. She's now 17, and hopefully by this time, or I should say in the spring, we'll be headed to an amusement park to ride a roller coaster before she graduates from high school. If there's someone out there who's considering weight loss surgery, I would definitely recommend the Methodist Transplant Hospital. I think it's a great facility, definitely a place that I would recommend patients go to if they were, not just for weight loss surgery, but if they're considering having weight loss surgery. It's an awesome institution. Far more active at work now than I was before. I find myself more mobile. I think my colleagues interact with me in a positive way. Not that, it's a noticeably different way, I think a lot of it has to do with my attitude and my confidence. I think they're responding to those things, and they've been very supportive. To date, I have lost 144 pounds since my surgery in December.